Good morning, listeners, and welcome back to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ronald Couming of both RCS Technology Solutions and RCS Online Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients to achieve even greater success using various Internet marketing techniques and methods. The purpose of this show, which we started about 2 years ago, is to bring on subject matter experts, people who have been there and done that. So the entrepreneurs and those who want to be, who are listening, can learn from people about the pitfalls and possibly how to avoid them and how the subject matter experts who come on have overcome them. So, and then we also give out free tips or how-tos. And in the second section today, I'm going to be talking about 5 tips for incorporating video in your social media strategy. But I'm super happy to announce that today we have Ryan Long with us. And Ryan Long is the founder of City Summit, which invites proven business leaders, strategists, and business owners to teach their community how to increase revenue, generate leads, diversify revenue, establish authority, raise the value of the business, elevate brand awareness, and concentrate on hypergrowth. The topics of the City Summit range from leadership, innovation, marketing, business and fundamentals, operations, and inspiration. City also holds regional masterminds that bring together a collection of the top business professionals in that given city, which we have one coming up on the 25th. Ryan has graciously brought it to Boston. So these masterminds are also led by the founder of the City Summit, which is Ryan Long. Ryan, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, Ron?
Excellent, excellent. I got to tell you, I've had a lot of guests on here, Kevin Harrington and Sharon Lecter and a lot of people, and I'm always happy to have top-tier guests come on and bless our listeners. But I really am happy that, A, you are not only a top-tier person to come on, but you're also so involved in giving back to the community, both professionally and personally. So I'm super happy, and I consider it an honor that you've given us your time today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to be on the show, especially for a guy like you, a stand-up guy that simply wants to bring out the best in people. I think what you're doing is just phenomenal. We need more people like you.
I appreciate that. And just to give a shout-out to the station owner, he allows this platform. It's totally free. This is him allowing us to give back to the community. So I don't get paid to do the show. My guests, like yourself, don't get paid to come on. So everything that is done here is just for people to give back and to contribute. So I really appreciate it.
It's a good move. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Now, enough with all the accolades, my brother. Tell us what's going on. You got a big thing coming up on the 25th. And, I mean, just to give the listeners, we gave them a little bit of what City Summit is and a little bit about who you are. But can you tell us a little bit more? Because I'm about to drop some names of people who have been on your stages, Ashton Kutcher, Sir Richard Branson, Ty Lopez. I mean, you and Matthew McConaughey. I'm butchering his name. I'm sorry. But so I don't think the listeners realize, just who you are. So can you please give us a little more of a bio?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I started off in giving back by producing charitable fundraisers, and I started off and really had my sights set on how I can help the most people, how I can raise the most money for charity. And so I wanted to partner with highly influential celebrities out in Los Angeles. And so as I continued to do that, I started to come into ways that I can service more people. And so I branched out, and I kept in mind, okay, this is my life. I am a humanitarian. I want to give. I want to grow. And as I continue to grow, I started saying to myself, you know what? It's hard calling people for money all the time. Being a fundraiser is not easy. And it's not that I was so much looking for an easier path. I was just looking for ways to help people give more. And so I started by saying to myself, well, by serving entrepreneurs, by helping entrepreneurs grow, I can simply ask them to purchase admission to our summit, give them more access to learning how to accelerate their business, and as a byproduct, those entrepreneurs that are investing in themselves would naturally want to give back to charity. So by serving entrepreneurs, we had a focus. We said, how do we create the best platform, the absolute best platform for entrepreneurs to grow? And I thought of two things. The first is educating them on how to grow their business. That's the first thing. And in the education, I wanted to be the best education that they can get. So who's more well-equipped to teach us about entrepreneurship than successful entrepreneurs? So I called all these billionaires and billion-dollar brand creators, people that founded, UGG Boots and Constant Contact, which is local there in Boston. Alex Stern is actually going to come to our mastermind this Saturday there in Boston. And the list goes on. Founder of Priceline, founder of Monster, all these guys, Noel Lee of Monster, Jeff Hoffman of Priceline, these guys are brilliant entrepreneurs. They founded billion-dollar companies, and because of that, I wanted to learn from them. And I thought, if I want to learn from them, so would other people. And we're right. We were actually right, because these guys came in and taught us all these fantastic tips and tools and techniques on how to grow our business. And then the second thing, of course, was relationships, because you can only do so much education, right? So you learn how to grow your business, but then you want to be surrounded by all of these other multi-millionaire people that have ambition, people that are striving, people that are achievers, people that want to create joint ventures with you, investors, people of affluence and sophistication in business. You want to network with the highest level. So those two things, learning how to grow your business and then developing the network and the community around you. I thought that was the thing, and that's what we're all about. That's what City Summit is all about.
Yeah, and that is huge. And I've heard quite a few speakers speak about that. The sum total of the 5 people that you associate with, by choice, obviously you associate with a lot of people, but the 5 people, your income level and your success level in life can be pretty much determined by the 5 people you spend the most time with. And hearing you talk about all these people, and you've been doing this for like 3 years now, right?
Well, I've been a fundraiser for almost 10 years, and then with City, we're coming up on 4 years. That is correct.
Excellent. And now, when you're fundraising, some of the beneficiaries, you're eradicating poverty, promoting health and wellness, feeding hungry people, sheltering homeless, liberating slaves from sex trafficking, and educating and mentoring unserved youth. So when you're putting on these events, and there's a small nominal fee to go to these events, and there are opportunities for VIP packages and stuff, but what you're doing is really meeting with these people, providing serious quality content to the participants, and then from there, the funds you raise, you go on and help some of the most vulnerable people in society.
Yeah, I started off fundraising because, I really, really wanted to develop my life into something that was fulfilling. And I was not being fulfilled as a nightclub promoter. It was a phase for me. I learned a lot about myself, and looking back at it, I know that I had to go through that in order to arrive at who I am now. But as I take a look back on my upbringing, I grew up in poverty. I was born with a congenital foot disease called clubfoot. It's not a disease; it's an impairment. I was disabled. My mom had to have my foot fixed. I was born out of wedlock to a single mother. all these things that I went through in life, not having a father around, losing my grandfather to mental illness. My grandfather was my hero. All of those things, as I look back on those things that developed me into who I am, I got to a point in my life where I said, you know what, that who I am, I want to go back to the people that experience or are experiencing the thing that I went through, and that was growing up in poverty. And so I just wanted to, I want to, it is very fulfilling for me to spend my life combating and fighting against those things that I was challenged with. And I just take a lot of, some of the work is very heartbreaking in a sense. Some of the work it should not have to be done. I believe that we just absolutely should not have any poverty or slavery on this planet. It just does not. It does not and should not exist. But it does make me feel good to reach back and give back and help and give a lending hand to those people that are in need of it.
I agree with all that except your modesty, brother. You're making a serious, big impact, and you're doing a lot more than you're leading on. So thank you. Now, if people are in business, how we'll go maybe people who are in business, and then how people can possibly participate, and then if they want to just straight donate. But if you were to talk to a couple of, let's say, somebody who's been in business for a year, a year to 18 months, and they're just starting to make money, and then you have somebody who's been in business 3 years or so, and they want to scale, what are a couple of tips that you might be able to give them to help them grow?
Well, I think undoubtedly it's to get out into workshops, seminars, masterminds, and activities that you're surrounded by knowledge and influence and maybe even a little bit of competition. And I know that collaboration is stronger than competition, but at least you need some things to fuel you in order to grow. So the first thing I would say is to get yourself into environments consistently that you're always learning. You're always learning something new. You're always learning how to develop a better marketing plan. You're always brainstorming. There is no limit to creativity. And every issue that you have, whether it's scaling, growing, or if it's employees, if it's corporate culture, if it's leadership, if it's sales, if it's marketing, whatever issue that you're having in generating new leads or growing or developing your business, there are answers. There are solutions out there. And since there is no limit to creativity, I suggest that you get around people that are innovative themselves, that can help you stoke the fires of your own creativity to advance you to the next level. And then the second thing is to get really super focused. You have to be able to budget your time, manage your time, and focus on your project with a laser-like precision, so that there's a lot of things in this world that can serve as distractions. And so developing and working on your focus, reading about things, meditating, getting to a space of in your mind where you can tune out all of the noise and adjust yourself to where you're laser-like focused on your project. I think those are two things that can help entrepreneurs grow quite quickly.
Yeah, I think it's huge too, and I like how you talked about the masterminds. One of the things I try to talk to my clients about when I am talking to them about, like, as in the business sense, business coaching sense, opposed to the online marketing sense, is there's three different levels, so to speak. So there is you break your time up into thirds, right? 33%. 33% you spend with people that you're helping. 33% of your time you spend with your contemporaries, people who are on your level, whether you're learning, participating in events and stuff. But then 33% of your time should also be spent with people who are doing things bigger than you, people who have more experience than you, people that you're learning from, so you're learning on one level, you're associating with contemporaries on another level, and you're giving back on another level, or the people that you're helping, But you talked about the masterminds, and that is huge, I think, getting around people, like you mentioned, Alex Stern, who's going to be there on the 25th. He started Constant Contact and several other successful companies before and since, and he's a great person. I mean, he's a serious crew, and I'm happy to call him a friend. And but that's great, and he's going to be there on the 25th. Can you tell us a little bit about what is a mastermind? I know what it is, but maybe some of the listeners might not be familiar with the term and phrase, and then also about the 25th and who will be present.
Absolutely. Well, a mastermind is quite simple. It's a collection of people that are focusing all of their mind on an issue, a challenge, or a thing where we service, overcoming an adversity or ideas to move around or navigate a challenge. So a mastermind in its true sense is that. And as such, what we will mastermind surrounding on Saturday is business acceleration. And so how to accelerate your business. And that is what our mastermind is. We will have several guest speakers, multiple different panelists. You yourself, Ron, just so grateful that you're willing to come out, share, work with us, and give us your tools and techniques, some of the things that you use as strategy in order to accelerate and grow your own business, and what advice you give to your clients. And so that's what a mastermind is. And the two things, again, that you can really, really expect. You might even get a little bit more from it, but you can really expect to learn how to grow your business, and then also to network with like-minded professionals. And you touched on Alex Stern a little bit. It's just a perfect example of what we do at City Summit by bringing out someone. Constant Contact, which he founded or co-founded, it just sold for $1 billion. This is a email marketing brand that was so well put together that it is now sold for $1 billion. And I think that when you think about creating things like that, what does it take to have an idea, work on it so hard, take it to the marketplace, have that many people using it, service, solve a problem for that many people, to ultimately sell it for $1 billion. I think that there's something incredible in there, and the incredible part, I think, is the journey. Learning from Alex, what did it take to get yourself there, and how can we sort of implement all of the tools and strategies that you've learned along the way in our own business, so that we can create the same type of abundance and prosperity in our own lives. I think it's just really important for us to be around people like that.
Yep, and I agree with you 100%, because that's how you're going to learn, by people who have already been there. And there's a difference. I too often tell people, seek counsel, not advice. You can get advice from, your broke brother or something, but that's not who you really want to get financial advice from, right? So, seek counsel from people who have been there and done that. And even if you're in a different industry, someone like Alec, like you said, they found a problem. They solved a problem. And the bigger the problem is you solve, the more money you'll make, but also the more contribution you make to, giving back and helping people on a grander scale. And one thing that I found through my career is, once I started thinking about serving instead of selling, that I'm here to help my clients through whatever the services is, or, when you're serving and not selling, it's a totally different mindset. And that's one of the big things that Alex talks about, is he has the pillars of success. And I love listening to him speak, because every time I hear it, even though I've heard it a couple of times, I just hear something just a little bit different. So sometimes you need to hear things 2 or 3 times. So the event is this Saturday. Can you give us a little more information on who it's right for, where it will be? And I want to let the listeners know, if you're not able to write down this information and also all the conversation that you've heard here. This episode and all episodes are archived on the radio station's website, WCAP 980, their website under archives, and also on RCSTechnologySolutions.com's website. Just go to media tab and then radio shows, and all the episodes. You can go back and listen to everything that was talked about in this episode as well as others, and then also get this contact, the information for this event in case you're unable to write it down.
Yes, and so, Ron, was that a question directed to me?
Yes, the question was, can you give them we know it's the 25th, but where it is, who it might be right for to attend, and that type of information.
Absolutely, yes. So in order to attend the event, just go to citysummit.co, and you'll find a link on our schedule. And you just follow that link to the Boston Mastermind. So it's citysummit.co, and the Mastermind is this Saturday. It's at the Sheridan in Boston on Dalton Street. You guys can Google it and you'll find it. And it's absolutely right for entrepreneurs that want to grow their business. Any level of entrepreneur. If you're just starting out and you need guidance on your beginning stages, or if you're doing multiple seven figures and want to, create joint ventures with other multiple seven-figure type earners, whatever it is that you have a vision for, if you're hungry about it, if you want to be around like-minded, hungry professionals, then this Saturday in Boston it's a great mastermind for you if you want to grow your business.
Excellent. We got about 5 minutes left, and I'd like to just turn it over for you to talk about whether it's this Saturday's event, your upcoming events, anything you want the listeners to know about, learn about. I know that there is it's like $10 a month to actually join. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that, and it opens up all these different summits that people can go to. So, and we can go more than 5 minutes if you need, but feel free to talk about whatever it is you want to convey at this point.
Oh, thanks, Ron. Well, I think, just as the listener is going to citysummit.co and then clicking and navigating to our schedule to come to the Boston Mastermind, that's the perfect thing for us. And if you do want to join our monthly program, it's also listed on citysummit.co. But Ron, one of the things that I did want to touch on is you and your own entrepreneurship. You and I will definitely dive into a discussion this Saturday, and I love your heart and I love your enthusiasm to give and grow. I think that we're like-minded in that way. So I guess maybe one of the things that we can talk about for the listeners on this show is what it is that you might be teaching and what we can expect from you on stage this Saturday.
Okay, excellent. And I will be guided by whatever you feel that the audience needs, but I will definitely be talking about awareness equals opportunity, how a lot of people, business owners and entrepreneurs, they're out here to serve and they're out here to help people. And one of the biggest problems that I have found with business owners and entrepreneurs is people just don't know, and not enough people know who they are and what they do and how to contact them. So having a solid online presence, a website that is a good website that has the on-page SEO so people can find you locally, not just in pulling up your name, because they'll find you definitely, but you want them to be able to find you when they're searching for your service, because there's a whole lot more people who are unaware of who you are but need a service that you may provide, so they're searching for the service. They're not searching for who you are. So you want to make sure that you're coming up for the services that you provide. And then from there, I'd like, depending upon my time, I'll talk a little bit about how to actually achieve the being able to be pulled up on the search engine. So for me, the biggest thing is awareness equals opportunity. Having an effective and efficient online presence that helps you attract, convert, and retain your ideal customers and clients so you can serve the people who need you.
Well, that's going to be great. And yeah, I think that's a perfect thing for you and I to talk about this weekend in front of a group of entrepreneurs that are like-minded and they really want to grow and they want to be sustainable. And I think that's the key, right? We all have our ups and downs, but it's about creating a business that you own, not a business that owns you. And I think that these are the strategies that will help us grow so that we can give.
I love it. And you just, ear smile because you just hit on one of my things I love to tell people. You got to learn it, do it, and delegate it. Michael Gerber, in his book, E-Myth Revisited, he talks about how if your job, if your company basically revolves around you, and if you don't get out of bed and you don't do the work, then it doesn't get done, then you don't actually have a business, you have a job. So one of the things I really like to tell my clients, and even if it's just somebody listening online here, is that you have to learn it, do it, and delegate it. Learn it well enough that you know what's needed and that no one's taking advantage of you. So you learn it, and then you do it again enough that you just understand the mechanics, not that you're an expert, again, so you understand pricing and the value of it. But then you got to delegate it. Anything that's $15, $20, $25 an hour, you have to bring in somebody else to do so you can focus on whatever your top producing money-making activities are, and that's how you're really going to scale. So I love it. Right at the very end, man, you hit me with it. But excellent. So we're at it's about 11:32, and I can shorten my next section. If there's anything that you really want to convey to people, again, we have the event. It's this August 25th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's at the Sheraton Boston Hotel, 33 Dalton Street, Boston, Mass. You can find it by going to. Help me with that, Ryan. City Summit.
Yes, it's citysummit.co.
Excellent. Any parting words, brother? And also, the proceeds that you get go not just to help business owners and entrepreneurs, but you're out there really helping a lot of people in need. Am I correct on that?
Absolutely, yeah. And so our whole premise is growing so that we can give, and so we want to help entrepreneurs grow so that they can give. Tony Robbins always talks about that. He talks about in a way of the 6 human needs, and 2 of the 6 human needs are growth and contribution. And I believe that we grow so that we can give. And I think that under the circumstances of developing sustainable success, it's just so important to be able to accelerate your business to a level where you're not worried about it anymore, so much so that you could do the things that you actually really, really want to do. And so that's what we'll be focused on this Saturday. I'm really grateful to have been here, Ron, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for bringing it to Boston. Again, I hope the listeners, I hope they've gotten just a bit of the importance of the need to attend. And if for some reason they can't attend on the 25th, to at least join for $10 a month. And it will open up the doors for you to join other, participate in other events, but you'll also, I assume, they'll be getting newsletters and there's Facebook groups to join. And so believe me, this isn't just a one and done. This is an entire movement that will better you both professionally and personally. I highly recommend it. Everybody who comes on this show, everything is vetted by me. Everybody is personally invited by me. So when I tell you that I've vetted them and I personally recommend them, that's the best I can do, because it's not somebody else vetting them and me trusting them. This is me personally, and this is definitely an organization you want to be a part of. You still there, Ryan?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Any parting words, brother?
That was it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And citysummit.co. And thanks again, Ron. I'm very grateful to you, and I look forward to seeing you this Saturday.
Excellent. Thank you so much for blessing us with your time. You've been listening to the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions radio show with Ron Couming of RCS Technology Solutions, where we help business owners and entrepreneurs attract, convert, and retain their ideal customers and clients to achieve even greater success using various Internet marketing techniques and methods.